Hey guys, my name is Matimio, and today I have some interesting Battlefield 3 footage for you guys. I wanted to make this video to talk about the most recent patch. A lot of you guys requested that I give my thoughts on it, and so I just kind of wanted to do this for this video. As for the gameplay itself, this would have become irrelevant footage, but I really wanted to use it because it was like the first time I jumped into an anti-air tank. And at first, I'm shooting down the helicopters and the jets, and I'm doing, a decent job with that. And then I start firing at infantry units, and in the previous patch before this one, I think they actually increased the damage for the anti-air vehicles against infantry units, which I was kind of surprised by. And I wanted to test it out, so I started killing infantry units, and this thing absolutely ripped through people. I'm glad they nerfed it because it was overpowered, but this video is basically just my little adventure in this tank and how many people I can kill really quickly, and it's basically a death machine. So I hope you guys enjoy the footage. It's not relevant now. They have nerfed it. It doesn't do this anymore, but I thought it was funny. So as for the patch, there were a lot of changes, but I think probably the largest change was the difference in recoil. Now at longer ranges, if you want to kill someone, you're going to have to burst fire. If you go full auto, the recoil is going to go all over the place. It's going to be very unmanageable, and it's going to be difficult to take someone out. Before this, if you went for a medium to long range shot, there was kind of this happy medium where if you went full auto, it really wouldn't have been a problem and you could take them out pretty easily. This created a playstyle where even if you were at long range, you would still be suppressed, and trying to move from cover to cover would be a little bit more difficult. Now, though, it's going to increase the skill, it's going to increase the skill of players to take someone out at longer ranges, and it's going to make it so that at longer distances, you're probably not going to be taken out as quickly. So I like these changes. Another thing I like about this is that, in my opinion, this resembles more of previous Battlefield titles. In Battlefield 2, you would have to burst fire at longer ranges, even medium range. I remember in that game, the bullet spread was pretty ridiculous, at least in my opinion. And even in Battlefield Bad Company 2, to take someone out at long range, you would need to burst fire. So, in my opinion, this just kind of lines it up more with previous titles. I think it's a good change, and I do like the direction that they've changed the recoil for the game. You can still full auto at medium range and short range. It really doesn't do anything in close quarter combat, so if that's what you like to do, and if you play on smaller maps, you're really not going to see that large of a difference. But for maps like Caspian Border and Operation Firestorm, where there are longer engagements, it's going to be more noticeable, and it's going to change things, but I don't think it's going to be for the worse. Another change that I'm not sure a lot of people noticed is that to disable a air vehicle now, they need to take a lot more damage. I think it needs to get down to like 33% or something like that, which is a huge difference. It used to be 50%, I think, around that range. So it's a substantial difference. And how this changes things is that if you are in an air vehicle and you get one shot, you're not going to get disabled right away. But also, if you use extinguishers, and I use extinguishers for the helicopter, it's not going to increase when you use it, it's not going to increase your HP by that much more. I remember in previous build, or before the patch, if you use the extinguisher and you were at 12%, it would bump you all the way up to like 53 or 57. I can't remember the exact amount. So it was it was a pretty substantial health increase, and that was pretty nice. But now, if you try to use the extinguishers, it's only going to increase your health up to 37 every time you use it. So it's not going to give you a lot of buffer. So if you get really low health and you fire off the extinguisher, you have to be very quick, very, very quick for it to be very effective. So it's going to be interesting to see what different combinations people now use in helicopters and jets. I'll have to play around with the jammer, or maybe just go back to flares. I'm not really sure, but I'll probably tell you guys in a future video or something like that. So one thing I'm sure everyone noticed is that they nerfed the infrared scope very significantly. It's almost to the point now where it's almost useless. In my opinion, I think this is good. They probably will buff it up a little bit because right now it's almost useless. But I would rather have a useless scope compared to an overpowered scope, which everyone uses. So now hopefully people will try to mix it up, and it will create some more balance in the game. So that is my opinion. Like I said, I would prefer one useless scope compared to one scope that everyone uses. So another thing they've changed is the flashlight. They nerfed the amount of blindingness, I guess, if that's even a word, at longer ranges. Up close, it's still going to pretty much white out your screen. I hate the flashlight. I think it's kind of a stupid part of the game. I deal with it, but they have nerfed it a little bit, so I appreciate that. But we'll just have to wait and see if they do any more changes with it in the future. But yeah, guys, this about wraps up the video. If you are the 33%, I believe, that follow me all the way to the end of the video, I thank you. And also, I would thank you again if you could give this video a rating depending on if you liked it or you disliked it. I like your guys' feedback. But also, if you guys would like to see more videos from me, I recommend that you subscribe to my channel and also follow me on Twitter. But until next time, everyone, have a good one and take it easy.